Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to be making some ooey gooey delicious s'more cookies. If that sounds good to you, let's get started. So we're going to start by blending up 2 sticks of really soft, I have salted butter here. You can use unsalted butter, but if you do choose to use unsalted butter, you definitely will need to add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But I'm just going to use my unsalted butter. And you're also going to add in your sugar. So that's your brown sugar and your white sugar. Don't worry about the recipe. This will all be in the description box. So I want to take this time to thank anyone who just recently subscribed. I had some beautiful ladies, some mamas from my boys' basketball team. They all just went ahead and subscribed, and I really appreciate that. But if you are not subscribed and you're watching this video, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. I am trying to get to my first 1,000 subscribers, and I really could use your help. So right about here, I added in my vanilla and my oil. For some reason, my camera didn't record me pouring in these 2 ingredients, but don't forget these 2, vanilla and oil. Add in your eggs and blend everything up until it's nice and light and fluffy. Don't forget to scrape down the sides of your bowl and the bottom of your bowl. You want to make sure all of your eggs and ingredients are nicely incorporated. In a small bowl or a measuring cup, I am adding in my flour, my baking soda, and my vanilla pudding. And you'll just whisk those all together until they're nicely combined. And you'll just add your flour into your butter mixture. So I use a rubber spatula, but you can definitely use an electric mixer if you don't feel like manually mixing all this together. This does take a few minutes getting it all combined together. When you start mixing in your flour, you might start to think that this is way too much flour for this recipe. But trust me, it's not. It's all gonna blend in nicely together. Just keep going. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to do more like a press and a fold. Just keep working it in. I did go off camera because I sometimes do. I sometimes just hold my bowl in my arms and get, just to get a good grip on the bowl. And I just continue folding my mixture together. It all works out, so you just have to keep going and keep pressing your flour into your butter. Now you're going to add in your chocolate chips. You can use minis, you can use chunks. I say use whatever you have on hand. So I did ultimately went and put on some gloves so I can get my hands in there and get all my mixture nicely combined. There's still some flour at the bottom of my bowl, and so I wanted to get that all mixed in nicely. So you will need some large or jumbo size marshmallows. I use jumbo, so I'm going to slice mine in half because they're way too big. But if you use the large ones, you might not have to use a scissors and cut them in half. But yeah, these were huge, and so 1/2 of a jumbo is all you need. So on a cookie sheet, you are going to put down your graham crackers. What I did was I broke one of the sheets of graham crackers in half, so there'll be just 2 for each of these cookies. So next you'll just take a large scoop of your chocolate chip cookie mixture, and using your thumbs and your fingers, you're going to make like a nest, and you're going to like flatten it out a little bit so that you can place your marshmallows in the center. And now you're going to just try to enclose your marshmallow with the cookie. I know my hands are a bit out of frame, but I'm just, trying to push all of the cookie around the marshmallow. And now you're going to take your cookie ball and you're going to place them on top of each of your graham crackers. So I did ultimately decide to bake just 6 on one tray. I know these are going to spread some more when they're baking. You're going to bake these in a 350-degree preheated oven for about 11 minutes or maybe 12 depending on your oven. And here they are when they're fresh out of the oven. I let my cookies cool for about a minute or two when they came out of the oven, and then right after I put my chocolate chunks right on top so that they can start to stick a little bit from the melting at the bottom. And that's all you need. You don't need to add extra chocolate. It just melts a little bit right at the bottom because the cookies are still warm. Our s'more cookies are all done, and I'm telling you, these were a hit. I made these for my son's basketball team. It was the last game for the season, and I feel like everyone really enjoyed these cookies. So if you're like me and my family, we can eat s'mores all year round. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate if you also consider subscribing to the channel. Now look inside this cookie. Of course, the cookie is still warm, so everything is nice and gooey in the inside. Until we meet again in our next video, stay blessed and stay safe.